Sublime magnificence.
Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with another episode that this guy hasn't seen. And as usual, I am joined by my friend and co-host, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Smith.
Hey, thank you so much for having me back, Omari. It's so good to be here. One of my favorite things to do. If you're watching this, if you've checked us out before, if this is your first time, I'm going to recommend again, find somebody in your life, find a buddy, find a person, start doing like a movie club. It's super easy. It takes no time. We're all already watching crap as it is. Get something assigned to you. You as the movie suggester, try and keep conscious of 3-hour films. It's going to be a really easy endeavor if you stay light and stay short, at least in the beginning. But you don't have to do this that we're doing right now.
Yeah,
it can be just coming over to somebody's house and watching the movies, playing some games. It could be watching the movie on your own time, having some coffee. Maybe it's a coworker and you just watch the movie. So then now you have something to chit chat about for the next 2 days in between phone calls. I think it's a genius thing. I love that we're doing this, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and thank you for joining me every week with this as well. I fully agree with what you're saying. People should try this
every week.
Every week.
Even when YouTube failed us, we still recorded an episode. We got you your episode eventually.
Yeah.
But we have not missed a week.
Correct. Oh yeah, the 25-minute one or whatever. Anyway, I know what you're talking about. It was supposed to be an hour and ended up going up as an hour. Anyway, we're here with another movie, and this week we got one that Bill has suggested to us. I believe it is U.S. Marshals.
U.S. Marshals from 1998, rated PG-13. U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard and his team of marshals are assigned to track down Sheridan, who has been accused of a double murder. It is directed by Stuart Baird, written by Roy Huggins and John Pogue, but it stars Tommy Lee Jones, Wesley Snipes, and Robert Downey Jr. I suggested this movie because this was a movie from when I was a kid that I've seen several times, and it just, I don't know, it kind of, at first, if I'm honest, I was a little salty about my choice. Because it was something that we did live in the moment last time. We didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just popped over. I don't even know if I had it open. I had to open it, bring up the list of movies that Omari hasn't seen. This movie got added on there, I believe, around our time of New Jack City. Mm-hmm. And we were talking Wesley Snipes. And you revealed that you hadn't seen this film or a ton of the Wesley movies that I was naming. And so this got added on, and I just kind of grabbed it really quickly because the other one that I had looked at, oddly, was a 3-hour film. It was a 3-hour slow burn. And I looked at it and was like, I'm not feeling that this weekend. And I just scrolled down and blurted out U.S. Marshals. And so I was like, because it just kind of found its way on the list because it was a movie from my childhood. And I've kind of done a lot of those recently. And so at first I was a little bummed that I had chose this. Not to say that it's a bad movie or anything, but in my head, for me to add a what was I expecting kind of thing. I was thinking that this was just kind of going to be a blah of a movie.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know. Should it have even been on the list in the first place? Why and when did I put it on there? Kind of questions. But this movie is the spiritual sequel, the actual sequel to The Fugitive, the very
Oh,
famous,
okay.
well-known film starring Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Tommy Lee Jones is a U.S. Marshal in that film, tasked with capturing the main character, Harrison Ford. I believe he even won a supporting Oscar for that role. This is that same character, I believe. Uh,
Oh,
and and we are just seeing the continued adventures of U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard,
okay.
tasked with hunting down our country's most dangerous wanted.
Fair enough. I did not know or realize that. That's cool though.
Have you seen The Fugitive?
I have not. I know that the janitor from Scrubs, the actor that plays him, is in the movie, and he points a gun and yells "Kimball" because it was a plot point in Scrubs.
Right.
That's about all I've seen of The Fugitive. As to what I was expecting with this one, I don't know. I had forgotten what we were going to watch until earlier today, to a little peek behind the curtain for this particular episode. And so I had forgotten the name. I got it from you, U.S. Marshals, and my head immediately started to go back to your best of the best. Was that like 80s stuff? So I didn't even realize who was in it. So I'm just thinking, okay, it's one of those kind of generic 80s action, whatever. And then I see the cast and I'm like, Tommy Lee Jones, Wesley Snipes. I don't know what to expect now, but it's better than whatever I was expecting before. Like I didn't know what I was expecting, but it's better. But my expectations have gotten better for whatever it is. And then to get into the initial reactions, it definitely wasn't. Well, I wasn't expecting a garage ambush to start the movie.
The most cinematic way to open a film. A grainy closed circuit television montage of a dark murder scene. It was it's that not the most cinematic way to go about things.
Yeah, and the first few scenes, because it goes to that, then you got the car crash right after, and I'm like, okay, I'm not expecting it to, okay, that's a chicken? Oh, this chicken's gonna kill somebody. Oh, the chicken's Tommy Lee Jones. And that's what I realized. Tommy Lee Jones is always a cop or some military type, or at the very least a suit. And he's always high on the ladder in respect and authority as well. But given the man's appearance, I was gonna say, given his appearance and demeanor and stuff, and the way he plays those roles, yeah, I can believe it. I believe it every single time. So do you want to say? Oh, yep, no, you're right. He just walks in and commands. He's just one of those dudes. He just commands the room instantly, and they. I'm like, this movie's all over the place. They got the assault on the house with the drug deal going down, and I'm like, okay, so this is kind of. So I got the impression early on, because we talk about your John Wicks, your RRRs, your The Raids, your modern day movie where it's just nonstop action. I'm like, so is this? But as in an old school fashion, like it's clearly early. This is what, early 90s, given
this is
the
1998,
late 90s. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, even still, but I just figured like it's a late 90s version of that, of like what we talk about now. And I'm like, I'm here for it. Let's see what's going on. But yeah, like, when Wesley Snipes gets arrested after the car crash thing, we mentioned in New Jack City how well of an actor Wesley Snipes is, and
it's a sneaky, really good actor, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, and when he's in the police station, they're asking him about being in New York, and he's giving, I ain't been in New York. You better stop fucking playing with me type shit. I'm like, I want to believe him that he ain't been to New York and done any of this shit. But I see him stealing the handle off the glasses. So he probably was in New York. So he probably was in New York. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And before I know it, they're like, we're all getting on a plane and you're taking these convicts to so now it's Con Air?
I thought about that. I was like, oh my god, we got Con Air.
And it looked like it was setting up similarly too. They're all like in the back, and then you got the prisoners looking at each other, and I'm thinking that they're in cahoots. And I'm like, what is this part of this plan where he's going to the toilet and he hit a gun on the fucking plane? They're gonna work together.
A pen gun, like James Bond.
And he's like, to the first like standout moment, the shooting the hole in the plane, and the fucking and everything involved with that plane crash. Ridiculous.
Because as we've known from movies for a long time, if one of those windows goes out on a plane, like half of the plane goes with it. It just like explodes the plane for some reason.
Well, all the air is vacuum pressured in there. And so when you open it up, all the air that's being vacuumed just coupled with the speed of you flying and the drag that pulls with the pressurization of the air and the shit. That's what happens. I'm an actor, not a scientist, but that's how I think
Mythbusters has busted it.
Oh, okay. I was saying that has always been what the movies, I guess, because that's always been my understanding of movie logic. Is it's a pressurized cabin filled with like oxygen and shit, and so. Once that pressure's got to go somewhere. Once the hole comes out, and it just kind of drags all out the plane. But the air moves quickly and shoots out of there, but turns out I think it just kind of depressurizes pretty quickly, and then you have really strong winds. But like the wall of the plane isn't going to just rip out. That was a bit ridiculous, just the wall of the plane ripping it out. Because I usually just thought it was just the air going out of the one hole, not the but when he shot at him, that's what I was completely confused now, because I'm like, why did he? I thought they were about to work together. The hell? But made sense to me when. Oh, I also laughed at the idiot with the map on the one scene that's like, okay, we gotta, cause plane crash. Oh, we're all leaving, and Wesley Snipes shows he can break out of his handcuffs with the glasses handle. What do you call the fucking things on the glasses?
Arms?
Arm. Let's say arm. I like arm. He uses the arm of the glasses to pick his.
It feels right?
Yeah, it feels right for what it feels righter than handle. So that's why I immediately latched on to it. Arms, let's go. He uses the arm from the glasses to pick his locks on his cuffs and stuff. And Tommy Lee, to show just how much he's on top of things, is just like, going somewhere, son? Nah.
It helped me.
Take this flashlight, flash it. And to the credit of both of them, it ends up speaking to the true character of Wesley Snipes, that he does help initially. And it also speaks to what I was talking about with the commanding presence Tommy Lee Jones has. That dude was just like, I got you. Until
this whole movie is slowly Tommy Lee Jones like having to hunt Wesley down because it's his job, but then being like, respect.
And also realizing pretty early on, like, something's up with this shit, because
This all feels weird. This all feels weird. We got this inside man who's been assigned to my team to watch over it because this dude Sheraton is a special case. Introduced Robert Downey Jr., the young sure.
He looks weird without the facial hair to me. I understand that's his default face. I understand it's his default face, but he was like Tony Stark for 15 years. And so I got used to the facial hair. I was just like, but you're right. It is a young Robert Downey Jr.
My mother was a huge Robert Downey Jr. fan, and his movies. When I was younger, and so there were several. One I may pull out on here one day just for shits and giggles because it's a fun one. I doubt you've seen it. Hearts and Souls.
Hearts and Souls. Da, 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 da,
That's a song. No. But yeah, young pre-Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. is second nature to me, but I can completely understand it being weird for people because he is certainly there is a second life for Robert Downey Jr. That's almost a different person.
Yeah. So that was cool to see, but and during that first scene where he meets him and he makes fun of the gun that ends up being a deal later, Tommy Lee Jones uses a line where he tells him to get yourself a Glock and lose that nickel-plated sissy pistol. And I had one of my moments that I have on this show where that's where that line came from. Because it was either an obscure rapper in my youth that had a song that used that line as a sample. Get yourself a Glock. Get yourself a Glock. Okay. Or it was my cousin trying to make a rap song where he did that. But either way, the get yourself a Glock, lose that nickel-plated sissy pistol. I had heard that and never knew what it actually came from. I think my cousin told me. Either way, it was either an obscure rapper my cousin listened to, or it was him himself that put that in that song. But he told me it was Tommy Lee Jones, but I never saw the movie till now. So I was like, that's where the thing's from. That's also, the second they go, the perps headed south, and Robert Downey Jr. is like, physically he'd go north. Like, with the feds or with the other federal thing coming in and butting in on the case, you already suspect them. But the second he's like, I don't know, maybe he's going north. I said south, I'm like, okay, clearly Robert Downey Jr. is here to sabotage this mission in some shape or fashion. Clearly he's here to just, so I ended up just not trusting him almost right off the bat. Just
That's funny because I think that moment is him trying to be helpful, and it's just Tommy being like, no, I'm going to use my experience and wisdom. This guy goes against the playbook.
And it plays that way.
Yeah.
It plays the way you're saying.
Hey, St. Louis shout out. Because that's part of RDJ's line. He's like, he'd go north to the biggest town statistically, which would be St. Louis. Taps the map.
I was happy that he mentioned that. And I was like, oh, maybe they'll go north and we get a St. Louis cameo. No? All right.
No, just a shout out.
But I was also proud of myself that when he said Paducah, I realized that was like Kentucky and that it would be south. And that's just because I have a relative that recently started living near Paducah in Kentucky. So I'm like, oh, that's in Kentucky. That's south. Yeah, it's south Kentucky. Yeah. I would not have gotten that. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, movie keeps going. They eventually track him to a swamp, and we get our first big standoff with Robert Downey Jr. And that's the other time. Robert Downey Jr. looking at him with clear instructions. Stay on the boat, fire your signal flare. Downey Jr. clearly sees him in the binoculars. Goes a second time and looks at him.
Yeah.
I got eyesight. Stay in your boat. Fire the flare. I gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this movie not being concerned with it, like not really. It's that they're not really concerned on it being a big reveal thing for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really. I mean, my wife who came in a half hour into the movie starting and was half watching in and out of the room on her phone, like looked up at one point, maybe only an hour into the movie, and was like, okay, so like he's like like a government assassin thing for the government, and he like either something went wrong or like they're just dirty cops, and RDJ's job is to actually kill Wesley Snipes
To hide everything.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty much the movie.
Oh, I had a moment like that, but I'm not sure if you've seen the movie, so I won't mention it because it did just pop in my head. But I had a moment like that when I was younger. Anyway, but that's hilarious. Where were we? Oh, so
I don't know.
Jungle. They're getting ready to, or swamp area.
Yeah.
He goes in, he's like, fuck the rules. I'm not gonna fire my flare gun or stay in the boat. I'm just gonna go in there after him.
Bitch ass gets captured.
And Tommy Lee Jones gets shot trying to get him from him. And he has the whole like, come on, let's go home. No, you go home.
2 in the chest. Bop, bop.
And from that, Tommy Lee Jones is like, they're like, you lived. It's a good thing he missed you. And what kind of cold-blooded person, shoots someone purposely in their bulletproof vest? I think he just got lucky he missed. I don't think he's the kind of guy that misses. I can tell by the way he shot.
He hasn't even seen his file yet. He doesn't even know about like the Army Ranger, highly decorated U.S. assassin shit.
He just is told it's a cold-blooded killer who murdered 2 agents.
Yeah, Downey that's another thing that's ham-fisted. Is like which makes me wonder if they're really concerned on it being a reveal or not, or if they just want you to be like, look at Downey manipulating the system. Yeah,
I feel like it's a dramatic irony type deal. Like we figure it out early, and you're wondering when they're gonna pick up on it.
Right. Because he's over it. He's over the top with like, this man is a cold, sadistic murderer, ma'am. Like, and showing her the photos, being like, killed him with bare hands. He's one of the most dangerous people. Blah blah blah. It's too much.
My partners. Yeah, the way he was harassing the girlfriend and stuff, just should we deport you? We gotta deport you. Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, come on, guys. No, ma'am. Have a good day. Whatever. Y'all track her and stuff because clearly she's working with them. But that was stupid. What are y'all doing?
Yeah. Once again, RDJ's like, no. The book says that he would never make contact with her. Tommy Lee Jones says something like, I bet my pension that he calls that woman or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, I bet my pension on it. Yeah. He's most definitely gonna contact her. I bet my pension on it. Just like keeps going. It's like, well, damn. And he was right.
Because he's a smart cop. One, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful, lovely woman. And like he mentioned in like he saw the photo and he's like, oh no, they're in love. like this ain't like a girl that he stops by at when he's in trouble, kind of a hideout lady. This is like that's why he says that when he's like, you look happy.
Very
it's him
happy.
Being like, I got you.
Yeah, because she's like, who says a guy took the picture? I don't know. You just looked very happy. And it's like, all right, guys, let's go. But Tommy Lee Jones, like I said, he got shot, and that was crazy. I was like, don't tell me he dies, for a second when he got shot, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna die or whatever. I was like, is Robert Downey actually going to be a good guy, and Tommy Lee Jones is just dead now?
Takes over, like the movie's
Yeah.
about RDJ's climb.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, he's dead now? I don't know how much I feel about that. Okay, no, he's alive. This is Tommy Lee Jones we're talking about. All right. He's not going to go down to a shot to the bulletproof vest. But, yeah, they tracked a lot of stuff down. They're like, oh, he goes to this gym, or he's visited by, or they see the footage from the garage
Right.
of the thing.
Once again, pieces are not adding up to what they've been told on why they have to go hunt this man down
At all. And we hear earlier Wesley Snipes say to his wife or his girlfriend that, hey, it was self-defense. I did kill 2 people, but I was just defending myself and I got set up. And you pretty much see it. Even Tommy Lee Jones looking at him. We were told it was cold blood, but that just looks to me like self-defense. What's going on? Also, wait a minute. No, pause it. They did the zoom in enhance cliche.
Oh my god, they did it like 4 times. He didn't say enhance. But yeah.
But it was still that. It was like, pause it, put it on the big screen. All right. Focus in
Zoom
on that.
in there.
Yeah, focus in on that. And eventually they find out that he was, not only did it look like self-defense, he's wearing gloves, which is essential because the whole reason the cops were able to find him is they matched his prints to the weapon. But he was wearing gloves the whole time, so he's like, where the hell would they have gotten prints from? And he immediately is like, all right, it's the other people. There's a rat within your organization. Y'all gonna tell me what's actually going on here. Why are we after this guy? And again, in the office, it's like, well, clearly these motherfuckers are in on it. And they kind of half-ass say that they're in on it. They're like, well, yeah, but he's still a bad guy because you saw him trade the briefcase. He was he was trading trade secrets with the Chinese. What are we gonna do? So you gonna catch him or not? I'll catch him. All right, good. And the whole time, like Robert, like you say, with the whole making it obvious, I'm like, this when Robert Downey Jr. reveals his hand? No, he's still gonna just act like he doesn't know anything.
But he's also acting. You know, he's like, he is stewing in his own skin. There's the going to the IMDb's trivia page, like the second thing mentioned is this movie is pretty well known, or apparently is pretty well documented to be right in the thick of some of RDJ's struggles in his life, that led to many a days not coming to set, not giving answers to why, showing up randomly. Think filming to just finish the movie, they only had 2 scenes left and they were both Downey scenes, took like a month or more to make. So there is some, I feel like it has to be mentioned, there is some tensions on the set in this film, and he is at times, although he is playing a man undercover-ish, kind of similar tones to what we talked about with Leo in The Departed. There are some scenes where he is very chaotic in nature, in his movements, his deliveries a little bit. And it's just, I can't help but wonder if you know, if there's a reason beyond just intentional acting there.
Yeah. Okay. But Yeah, so they eventually, movie goes, they find out, like, hey, people working with the UN and working stuff, there's a guy who we track him down to a gym, and they find out, oh shit. And the second they go to the gym and they meet the dude inside, he's like, oh, he last person to be here. Go check the showers. I'm like, oh, he's dead already. They're gonna find a dead body and that dude killed him. And so that pretty much happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and then turns out it's one of the dudes that was in that basement in the video that this whole thing started from. So now it's just this crazy stakeout scenario situation. The briefcase scene is ridiculous. It's so much following until things happen, but maybe they wanted to be like, no, this is what it's really like. This is what you got to do. But yeah,
On
it's
some hot
just
fuzz shit where it's like, for whatever reason, we're going to focus on this aspect of the police work.
right. Yeah.
Hot fuzz, it was paperwork. This one, it's fucking no. Following is really like this. You go see what it's like to follow somebody. Like, okay, my bad.
Yeah, just keep no moving. Like, all right, new person showed up, went into the church, exited the church, leaving the cemetery. Nobody move. Like it's just a lot of waiting, but we're all sitting. And I'm wondering if that's another meme moment for you, because I feel like I have seen this Wesley Snipe look in this scene in meme templates before. I could be wrong.
If I did, it would be in the same vein as you, like where that I don't have any specific memes that I associate with that one. I've seen the New Jack City frame more than I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, they get to the fucking cemetery, and I thought, because Wesley meets up with his wife and shit, and when he's holding her over the wall, she's like, go! No, you go, I stay, this also. I'm like, she's gonna fucking die. He's gonna lose his wife for this? Oh no. I like now I'm really upset because this is just like she didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But no, she doesn't die. I'm like, good. That was unnecessary. It's crazy enough as it is. And then oh no, I put good, the wife didn't die. And I forget exactly what happened right after, but I have a note under like, oh, she's about to. Because I'm like, oh, someone's showing up, and it's like, I think that's when the shooting starts, and it's like, oh my god, stuff's going crazy. But it eventually goes to like a assisted living facility for the elderly, running around in there, a lot more following and going to every door to be like, ma'am, are you alone in this house? Yep. All right, ma'am, are you alone in this house?
and here is where our DJ finally plays his hand. This whole we realize in this moment, well, I mean the movie is revealing at this moment that all of the weird foibles that Omari has mentioned in the hunt for Wesley has been an effort for Robert to get alone with Wesley so he can kill him in a plausible manner and not have him arrested alive. That's the last thing Robert Downey Jr.'s character wants in this scenario is Wesley arrested alive.
Mm.
So yeah, he is trying he is trying to do that, and unfortunately someone from the Tommy Lee Jones crew walks
Newman,
in.
apparently Noah Newman.
Yeah, he's referred to as Kid a lot by Tommy Lee Jones, even though he's clearly like in his 30s probably. But you know, he's Kid to Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, takes like 3 to the chest from our DJ, and of course he immediately blames it on Wesley Snipes. And yeah, that's our reveal. Yeah. I guess of the whole plot is on the table now.
Yep. Oh look, RDJ is indeed evil. Who would have guessed? In this in this movie. I
Right.
forget the character's name.
His character.
I forget the character's name, but
Yeah.
he was as evil as he was played up to be, and so Wesley Snipes escapes there anyway by swinging on a cable onto a train. I do like his character in this movie because he's just as good at getting away from Tommy Lee Jones as Tommy Lee Jones is at tracking him down. And so he's just like,
You've met your match.
and the thing on the roof, come on, you gotta go. Nope, can't do it. Can't get caught. No. He just jumps off like, what the fuck? Swing, land on a train.
And this is a pretty big stunt heavy movie for the 90s. These are big stunts, and they're real stunts, you know. There's no CGI here. Somebody's
swinging.
Somebody's swinging on a giant cord off of the side of a building there. He's not necessarily doing it onto a train because we had a couple of cuts.
Yeah.
But there is somebody that was just swinging whoosh, from the side on the side of a building. Just like you talked about earlier, that tow truck accident was a big accident set piece. And of course, the fucking plane crash. The plane crash is giant. So yeah, it's kind of at this point where I was like, man, this is kind of a little bit of a sneaky stunt showcase film, a little bit.
Yeah. But eventually, they track him down to the freighter because they're like, okay, this is where he's at. We're gonna go get this son of a bitch. Tommy Lee Jones makes sure to tell, he makes an emphasis and makes it a point to tell everyone on his crew, I'm going by myself. Even if it meant alienating one of them. It's like, come on, man, if you go by yourself, if you kill this guy, you stand against everything you ever taught me. You're damn right. Fucking best. What? Okay, so, that's theoretically going to be an awkward conversation later. And you're willing to do that to emphasize, stay the fuck here. Gets upstairs and on the helicopter already. So I heard you going after the dude. You want to kill him? Let's kill him. Like, all right. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Let's go. And eventually they track him down to the freighter. They have to fucking fight in the goddamn sand pit, which they both fall into. Speaking of other, like, stunts and shit. And right when it gets near the end, bam, bam, bam. Robert Downey Jr. shoots Wesley. And looks like he shoots at Tommy Lee Jones as well, and just happens to miss.
Yeah, I think he's shooting from a crazy far away and firing a lot. So I think it's just that he is missing so badly that it gets close to Tommy Lee Jones. But yeah, he is he has a crazed, sadistic look on his face in this, and Tommy spots it. And then it goes from like a crazed, sadistic, I just blacked out and fired my gun 6 times look to a, oh fucking shit. Is that a gun wound in his shoulder? Did I not kill this motherfucker? Fuck! Look in his eyes, and Tommy is reading all of it. He's the best. He's fucking the best detective in the world. He's the best. He's gonna see it. He's gonna catch it. You can't hide from Tommy.
And sure enough, they go to the hospital. I like the little thing, and I felt like it was done in a good way to where it was semi-subtle, but also really obvious with the switching out of the clips. Where he's like, let me see your gun. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, he doesn't really.
Like, that's how it felt, but it also, I guess, could have been done if you're not watching, especially at the time, if you haven't watched like 80,000 of these movies that are looking for shit like that. Like, right. What's he gonna do? Like me, I'm looking like, what's he gonna do to the gun? Is he gonna take the thing? And so I'm looking at him. It's like the people who want to disprove sleight of hand that oh, there it is. He
Right.
it.
Yeah. In reality, yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't trying to hide it at all, but it was also smoother than how you, like you said. In our mind's eye, it's like dude. I have your ammo. I'm putting it. But it's just like, oh, ammo, pocket, ammo. Well, here you go. Yeah, nice gun. And yeah, but it's still, it's like, what did you just do with my ammo, bro?
Like, did you just?
It's like I guess
like,
it's like a hiding in
clips?
plain sight kind of thing.
Yeah, and for me, I was like, well, he didn't de-chamber. Like, what if he had one in the chamber already? Because some people, they do that. They cock it to just make sure one's already chambered, even if you do take the cling out. It's like, haha, motherfucker, fuck you. Mm-hmm. I don't need no magazine. So yeah, there's that whole deal, and it comes into play because Tommy Lee Jones sets the bait for Robert Downey Jr. to think he's setting the bait, which is the whole 3D chess and all that stuff. So he's just like,
I'm super tired.
Well, you want to get out of here? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably should. Let me get some coffee first. You want some coffee? I figured why not. Wait, where's the lounge? Oh, down here. Me, Mr. Overly Perceptive and understands everything. I just can't figure out this hospital.
Yeah. Downey immediately sends the cop away.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you could go down all this also. But what about this guy? Oh, I can watch him. DSS. Yeah, it's one dude. And yeah. And if you hadn't known already by him shooting an ally, you definitely know now. As he goes in there, first off, he starts ripping at the bandages to be like, ah, and then he tries to smother them. And I'm like, why not just keep fucking smothering him? Why you gotta shoot him? It's gonna be obvious the man died anyway. If you shoot him, it's gonna be even more obvious that you shot him. But then he cuts his thing so he can get up. I guess so it can make it look like he put up a fight and he shot him in self-defense. Yeah. Which is my guess.
Yeah, he throws him. He has a scalpel and he's doing his sadistic thing, like you said, of pulling out the cords and stuff and poking at his wounds. And he's holding the scalpel up to his throat. And then he cuts one of his straps off and then throws the scalpel at him. So I guess his plan is to simulate that Wesley Snipes again found a way out, was starting to attack him, and so he had to put him down kind of thing.
Also, early in the movie, Downey does the whole arm break out of handcuffs things too, which I think is which I thought would be when Tommy Lee Jones immediately suspected him. Because he's just like, get yourself out of those cuffs. I haven't seen that before. I have. Are we just gonna let that slide? You've seen it before, Tommy. But yeah, so like you said, Tommy Lee Jones reveals his hand haha, I knew you would do this. Oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna fucking shoot you too. Click. Whipped out your magazines. Fuck. Well, I got a second gun. Well, fuck you. Dead.
He's the best.
He's the fucking best. And Robert Downey Jr. is dead. And Wesley Snipes.
Fade to Wesley Snipes being completely exonerated. Hug in the sunshine with his lady friend.
No one.
He feels righteous.
No one to tell him his soul is required in hell. As the arbiter. Arbiter! Your soul is required in hell!
Oh my god. Great line. One of the greatest lines.
So, that's two Wesley Snipes movies that end with him being exonerated in a court case. One he lives, one he dies. But yeah. Wesley's it's happy enough ending. People go to celebrate. easily make up for that awkwardly moment. That's why I said in theory it would lead to an awkward conversation. Dude's just like, so you gonna apologize to me for the thing? I would, but I just don't like you. Oh, you. Let's go get drinks. Like, no, and I'm gonna double down on it. Whoa. But no, it was all in good fun. And that's I think that's the movie. You got anything else you want to talk about with the movie itself?
Marshals.
I think we covered just about.
Yeah, I think we got it all. We got it all. Do I still regret my choice? No. I think this is exactly the movie that I needed this week. Something easy, something light.
A follow up to like a 26 episode project like JoJo's.
Yeah. But it wasn't it wasn't as bad as I was worried it could be. But it wasn't anything incredible. You know? Yeah. Like I don't know if I would have recommended this movie to you. You know, I don't know if I would have been like, oh, you got to see, you're a Wesley Snipes fan, you got to see U.S. Marshals. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Now it'll be in my back pocket as like a dad movie. Like if you got a dad who doesn't really like if as deep as they get is Tommy Lee Jones,
yeah,
then you can talk about U.S. Marshals with them. but then in reality you should be talking No Country for Old Men with them. So
fair.
It's meh. I don't regret my choice, but I do regret my choice still. But I couldn't have handled the 3-hour Oscar winner this week. So maybe it was the right choice at the right time. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. I was gonna say, even if you did say that you regret it, I was like, well, you shouldn't regret it. It was good. It was a solid film. It was better than I expected, which is good because I had no idea what to expect with a title like U.S. Marshals. Like, could have been anything. I've never disrespected Wesley Snipes' acting skills, but as I stated earlier, I came out with even more respect for him as an actor with this. I like it's not his same level like with his New Jack City role, but it's still really good. And the moments when that seemed just like a natural and that he would be acting natural just works. Like I said, that police scene, technically he's pretending to be a character, pretending to like he wasn't in New York, but he still plays it off well enough to where I just think, where like I said, if he didn't start clearly planning his escape, I'd be like, oh, they wrongly accused the guy, and that's where we're going with this. This is mistaken identity, existing while black or some shit. And I was like, okay, yeah, but my name ain't even no Mark Roberts. I'm like, the picture on that don't even look like him. What are y'all doing? So I was like, I want to believe he's innocent, but he's stealing the glasses and breaking the thing off.
Mm-hmm. Why would he be plotting?
Why are you plotting? Innocent men don't plan their escape. Mm-hmm. Sure they don't. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to go to jail, guilty or innocent, especially innocent people. But still, with it being a movie, them zooming in on him planning his escape makes me suggest at least a little bit of truth to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
But he did great. Tommy Lee Jones, he's in No Country for Old Men too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he playing a military cop type?
He plays a small town sheriff type dude.
So cop type, small town sheriff. All right. the Tommy Lee Jones role. Cool. Anyway, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is cool too, because like we've already talked about what we like about what we see out of them. The side characters, all solid jobs. All solid jobs. Downey, he seemed, based on some of his later works and stuff that I've seen, he seems like exactly what he is, a younger Robert Downey Jr. Just kind of, clearly the potential's there. If there's anything rough around the edges, there could be a lot of things. It could be intentional choice, because he himself is trying to play he's playing a dude disguised as another dude, which is what he likes to do often. And he was doing this back then, so it still works out. Yeah. And I know you've seen Tropic Thunder. I don't even ask that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's U.S. Marshals. It was okay.
Woo!
It was okay. If you haven't seen it and you got some time to kill, give it a shot. Yeah, check out some good acting things. It was fun. It was fun enough because there was enough action to keep you from getting bored with the bored parts. At least for me.
With the bored parts.
Well, like we're following.
Really makes me feel comfortable going into another round of Oscar of AFI.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean like the slower parts of the slower but very necessary parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm up for whatever with these. We've been in happy fun land for a minute with well, maybe, but now if you got something that hey, this is a classic, certified classic, why not? Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. I got certified classics. I got certified classics coming out my ass.
Yeah.
It is fucking hot as fuck in Missouri right now. I don't know about Florida. I don't know much about Florida, but I would guess it's hot.
Very much
I would guess Florida is kind of
LA.
hot all the time.
Yeah, we don't believe in winter down here.
But yeah, it's summer and it's hot. And those two things tend to make me think about a amazing film. We're doing another Spike Lee joint, folks. It's Do the Right Thing on This Guy Hasn't Seen next week.
Yeah, looking forward.
Make sure you watch it.
Yeah,
before you watch it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Know what you're super saying. More iconic than any other anime forms. Anyway, you can find me elsewhere. Speaking of other stuff and other Spike Lee joints, you can see on this channel, like Bamboozled was the Spike Lee joint, right?
Bamboozled was our other Spike Lee joint, yeah.
Bamboozled, as well as other films, our reviews of that on this channel. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube, on whatever we want podcast. We do episodes weekly on Wednesday, usually, back to being every week, every Wednesday. But yeah, and I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is GIOTAVI. Come on in, stop on by. Bill, you got anything?
He's also got an Instagram, but my friend is too old to figure it out. What do these kids want with their pictures?
Look, man. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not on like some diet where I can be like, this is my cheat meal day, or look at this exquisite thing I had to eat today, or hey, I'm thirst trapping, or whatever else people use Instagram for. I just needed it because people in LA don't use Twitter. So if I'm trying to network, I had to get the Instagram. Also, I had like family members follow me on Instagram, and so now I gotta be even more picky about whatever the fuck I put on there.
Wait, don't go wild. Be your true self, Omari. Live your life.
Hey.
Are you gonna Barbenheim?
Oh, is that watching both of the movies? Probably not. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good one. Adios.